Hi everyone, this is Laura from Lauraluvslace. Um, welcome to my channel today and happy Monday. I have a project to share with you guys. Um, but before I get to my project, I have lots of chatting to do. I feel like I have to catch up with everyone. As you may or may not know, and if you've been watching the news, New York and New York City have been plummeted with snow for the last couple of days. Now, the first snowfall that we had last week, I believe was Wednesday night, we got a total of 16 inches of snow. Then Thursday into Friday, we got an additional 8 inches of snow. And let me tell you what this started happening now. With all this accumulation of snow, um, the trees and the roofs of certain homes and certain small businesses and even large businesses are starting to cave in because a lot of these roofs cannot take almost 3.5 feet of snow. Oh, and then on top of that, Saturday morning, it snowed an additional 6 inches of snow. Now, my husband was not able to go to work Wednesday, Thursday. He did manage to go in Friday very late. He didn't get to work till almost 12 o'clock. And he went Saturday and took my daughter with him to work because she wanted to go with him. She didn't want to stay home and be bored with mom, which I totally understood. But then coming home, his car couldn't make it up the mountain. And he was driving a truck, guys. He was driving his work car because he knew his car wouldn't make it up the mountain ever. And even with this truck, he was not able to get home. So they had to park the car at the bottom of the mountain. And him and my poor little baby girl had to troop up this mountain in almost 3.5 feet of snow in 20-degree temps. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I felt like when I saw them both. My poor baby girl looked like a little frostbitten snow, a little frozen little snow person. She was covered and so red. And then on top of that, due to the people's roofs and due to the trees and the limbs and everything, first we had a small power outage. And by small, meaning that it didn't last more than 2 days, because here, sometimes you can be without power for a week. And then they got the power up, but then the cable lines, the internet and the cable lines were affected by it, and we were without cable for more than 24 hours, which means no TV, no internet to speak of, unless I went to a family member's house or a friend's house and, hooked up on their Wi-Fi or their internet, or if I went to the Dunkin' Donuts 20 minutes away, and it was just a horrible, horrible mess. I was able to watch videos and comment, but I wasn't able to upload anything. So the 4 projects that I had to upload this weekend on Saturday and Friday never made it to YouTube. So Jamie, I do apologize. I did send you a message that I was not able to load this on Saturday as planned. And because I had pre-recorded my project and finished my project ahead of time, when I made the video thinking that there would be no issues with me loading it on Saturday, I greeted everyone, happy Saturday. I want to share a project. So I had to do the video over it as well. Hence me doing this again now. Had hindsight been 2020, I would have never mentioned a Saturday, because today I've only tried to do this video now 4 times. And when it finally did come out perfect, I forgot to press the record button. So I am going to really try to get through this video super, super fast, only because I have done this video for this project at least 8 times, and that is no exaggeration. So without further ado, before I even forget how to speak, I've been so tortured by the internet and such. Let me share with you some of the products that I use for my project. I made a tag bookmark. I made this for a friend. It serves as a bookmark in the shape of a tag. And what I did was I used some of these stencils. One of my personal goals and commitments that I'm making to myself is I don't want to purchase items and leave them in the drawer anymore. If I purchase them, I want to try to use them. So when making projects now, I'm always looking for items either that I have not used and purchased, or items that I used and purchased years ago and they're still around. Because I don't want to, I'm on a freezing, well, a spend freeze is what I call it. I am not allowing myself to purchase anything that I have multiple variations of already and have not used up. Meaning, I am not going to go out and buy Mr. Huey's if I still have 10 bottles of Lindy's and 10 bottles of Tattered Angels and 30 bottles of Shimmers still at hand that I have still not finished. When I empty out 5 bottles, then I will replace them maybe with 2 Mr. Huey's. So many new products have come out and I have not purchased them because I still have the old products at home that I haven't even used up. So, yeah, before I used to do that. Excuse me, I am not doing that anymore. So, that's that. So, I use these stencils. And as you can see, they're like for card making, doodling, stenciling, stipling, sponging, chalking, spritzing. I love them. This one is called Microbial, and this one is called Birds of a Feather. I also used my Screen Pins Clear Stamps by Tattered Angels. This is one of my most favorite go-to stamp sets when I am playing with mixed media. It is the only mixed media crackle stamps that I have. And so I just adore it. I love it. And I love these branches whenever I'm making any kind of scene, outdoorsy stuff. It's always been my go-to set. I also used my Distress inks and markers, and the main ink that I used for this project was the Peacock Feathers by Tim Holtz. And one of the things that I used for the project that I have most certainly forgotten that I even had in a box were, and I love them to pieces. I don't know why I don't use them enough, but I am gonna make it a point to use these up this year. These are called Glimmer Glaze, and they are by Tattered Angel. And there is, it looks like a little bottle of nail polish, guys. And basically that's all it is. Think of it as a bottle of nail polish. I'm so sorry. My hands are so bad and stiff this morning. I can't even open these bottles to show you. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. So basically, looks like this. It's a little brush, and you paint whatever it is that your project, whatever it is that you're thinking of painting on your project. And when it dries to a clear glaze with very, see the fine glitter, with a very, it's not a big shimmer, it's a slight shimmer. What I love about these though is the clear glaze effect, so your image underneath doesn't get covered. It's like an opaque transparent but with color. Very hard to explain the effect that it leaves, almost like watercolor but with a hint of shine and almost like a glossy enamel look to it. So this is the project that I made. Oh, and the image that I chose for the month of February was this beautiful image right here. And you can purchase these on Jamie's stores. And I said stores. Yes, guys, I said stores. She now has her new Talula Rouge Zibbit store, and I will have a link in the description box. She also has her Jamie Lola Etsy store. She also has her YouTube channel and her blog, and I will leave all the information that you need for her in the description box below, as well as the other members of her inspiration team. And Jamie, I just want to say I did send you a message. I hope you received that. Um, I hope I didn't have problems sending messages either. I just want to thank you so much for thinking of me and for asking me to do this for you. I am like totally honored. And another thing, Jamie, I've said this to you from the first day that I realized that you drew these. Um, I am enamored with people that can draw. I think anyone that has talent like this, because I couldn't draw to save my life. Hence why I got into stamps, because someone else did all the drawing for me. Um, to think that someone can draw something as beautiful as this, um, only because I totally stink at it, I will definitely try to support and do whatever I can. Um, there are several girls that I'm speaking of when saying that here on YouTube. You ladies who are out there drawing your own images and creating your own Digi images and your own stamps, you go, ladies. Woo-hoo! Because that to me is such a blessing. I can't believe that. I've always wanted to draw, and I was pretty good at it when I was younger, but then I don't know. I guess I never stuck with it. Took up scrapbooking instead. So this is my project. Let me bring my camera. Oops, wrong way. Let me just bring that in a little closer. So what I did here was I wanted to create a tag. Oh, too close. I wanted to create a tag bookmark, but I wanted to create something large enough that you can use it for a magazine, you could use it for a paperback, you could use it for a hardcover. And so I grabbed a piece of cardstock and I measured it to like the paperback size, and then so I created the tag based on the measurements of a hardcover book, so that you can see the top would just be poking out from the top. And what this is I created a little flap, which I added a very strong magnet to here. And I don't know if you can hear that. So let's say you're reading your book and you've got to go check on your dinner, or your doorbell rang, or you're just getting sleepy and you want to put your book down. What you would do is you would open up your tag pocket and you would put it like that around the page, and then you would just close it, and then your tag, I mean, this, believe me guys, this paper is not going anywhere. This magnet here is super duper strong. So that's what I created, and this is going to a friend. There is one little piece that I didn't work on yet, and I'll explain why. So after I cut it out and scored it and folded it, then I decided to spray it with all my shimmer sprays. And these were the ones that I used. I used multiple. You can't see the bottle because it's so dark. I used Sea Monkey. I used Rusty Bottom. And I also used my olive branch. And then for my Lindy's, I used this Tibetan Poppy Teal. And I also used Bayou Boogie Gold. And I just went to town spraying and blotching and spraying, and then I dried it with my heat set tool. I did that on both sides. Then after I sprayed it, guys, I took the glimmer glazes and I did open up the bottles. And again, forgive my hands, they are extremely bad today. And what I did was I just took it and I, like a little magic wand, and I just wanted to create little splatters on it. And I don't know if you can see there, but these little perfect little circles that you see there, those were all created with those glimmer glazes. One little hint though, guys, if you use um, the glimmer glaze, you have to let it air dry. I wouldn't heat set it only because it really distorts it. It's almost like applying heat to rubber. It gets very foamy and it starts smelling. And yeah, can you tell I tried it already? Yeah, it didn't work well for me. Um, so that's just a little hint there. Then after I applied the glazes and the sprays, I then went to um, the stencils, where I used this modeling paste here by Liquitex. And I used the microbial on this side. I added some there. And I am so in love with this stencil. This is like one of my favorite stencils in the whole wide world. I only have a few, but this is one of my favorites so far. I am still desperately seeking the script stencil, and I still have not been able to find it. And then on the other side, I did the bird cage with the bird cages and the tree branches. Then after I did that, I let it air dry. I came back, I sprayed it some more, and then I added this eyelet. I added my tulle and my seam binding, and then I also stamped all these twigs and all these branches, and I did that to both sides. Here I made a charm and I added it, and I used one of these little garment pins that Lydia I Triple Dog Dare You sent me. Thank you so much, Lydia, for those garment pins. And then I also added some of this tulip ribbon on the bottom. I added this little metal piece only so that it would make it easier for her to open and close. I don't know if you can hear the magnet. I also sprayed and carried the scene of the branches and the whole spray stuff. And I'm going to add something here. And I didn't want it to be on camera, so I left it like that for the purpose of the video. And here's the little charm. And it has a little dragonfly, a butterfly. I have some bead caps, and then a little lobster claps there. And I love this charm. I also created for my friend several other charms that will be attached to this tag, but I didn't want to get into the charms because I think it might give it away then. And then on here, I added a small monarch butterfly, and this I cut out with my Diamond Dies butterfly set. And I will also have a link to the Diamond Dies website where you can get lots of amazing dies in the description box below as well. And I added 3 of those butterflies. I also added some glossy accents to that. And for the focal point and the beauty of it all, my beautiful little image. Again, thank you so much, thank you so much, Jamie, for sending me this beautiful image. And I colored her wings with the glimmer glaze, and then I added some stickles to her. And guys, I'm so trying to angle this in a way that you can see. Okay, maybe there you can see it. The finish that this glaze leaves, I can't explain it. You would have to it's almost like a watercolor lacquer type effect where you can totally see your image. And I used purple, green, and blue here. And I wanted to have almost like a tie-dye, yet glimmery watercolor effect. But it's see-through. Even though it has color, it's still translucent. I also used it on her dress. I don't know if you can see that. And I also used it on the flowers here. I don't know if you can see that as well. And then for the heart, I use my distress markers as well as her skin and her hair. I use barn door, or is it barnyard, and fire brick red. And I also use the fire brick red on the outside and the inside, and I added stickles to that. Added stickles to her hair and her wings. And then for her skin, I also used the wild honey distress marker. And I think she looks adorable because she's taking a little nap. She's hanging out on top of the branches. Her little heart got stuck in here in the twigs, and the butterflies were coming to help her. And she decided she was going to take a nap instead. So she's laying down, taking her little nap. And she said, you know what? I'm going to wait for my friends to come and help me carry this big old heavy heart. Yeah, I know. I'm being so silly. But yeah, so that's my project, Jamie. I hope you like it. I've had so much fun creating this. I am, again, so sorry that this got to you guys a little late. I know that you guys all hopped over to check all the creations and I was not there. I am so sorry, guys. And guys, can you believe I just listened to the news and they are predicting yet another 5 inches of snow for this evening? Lord, if you're hearing me, mercy, mercy. I'm asking you mercy. No more snow for a little while. And I just heard we're supposed to be getting more snow tomorrow. Possibly Thursday going into Friday, if not snow rain. So yeah, so winter is definitely definitely still here. I am really liking my bookmark tag. So guys, thank you all for watching. Again, please check out the links below for all the information regarding these beautiful digital images that are created by Miss Jamie Lola, who is Poet Spice here on YouTube. Talk to you soon. I have lots more videos coming. Bye for now. Have a blessed day.